Hey guys, hope you guys had a good week on the market. This is going to be a short video actually. I'm just going to provide some perspectives on this week's price action and kind of where we're heading next week. Also, kind of wanted to just touch on the MNQ series because again, honestly, the updates as of late hasn't been as like day to day, and it's just because things are just a little too crazy for me at the time. Again, I don't trade full time. Yes, I trade every day, almost every day, I should say, but I don't trade full time. And when I say that, it just means that I don't envelop my entire day around charting and studying and all that stuff, right? Although I do a lot of it, a good portion of my day is an entrepreneurial work, which is again why I'm kind of dressed up at the moment. I'm about to head out to meet up some clients, but let's just dive straight into this. So I'm going to go over first and foremost the stats because this will be a quick overview. So if you're following for the first time, then you can watch all the prior videos you'd seen that I've kind of touched on this before as well. So this is the P&L for the MNQ series that we started with, which took about 14 days to pass using three MNQs. And then we took about 9 days to get paid out after getting funded, again, with three MNQs. Since then, I've increased it up to 5 micros instead of just the three. So you'll see that the sizes are a little bit different. But anyways, I'm going to continue doing that. And then as we build up further and further, I am going to continue to increase the size. And the whole purpose of the journey of the MNQ series, again, is to provide education on how it's possible to still get funded and get paid out, trading small size and really managing our trades, our strategies, and disciplines accordingly. So as you can see here so far, we are at about 71% win rate at the moment, profit factor of about just shy under three. And so going into this a little bit further as well, you can kind of see the calendar here. We had about one losing day and pretty much a winning day every single day ever since then. Mind you, if you've been following along long enough, whether it's Discord, IG, or even on YouTube, right, you will know that these winning days did have losing trades in them. So I always emphasize that. For those who've been following, apologies, I know it sounds very redundant, but I have to always remind people that a clean winning week or a clean winning month doesn't mean there wasn't any losing trades. There are always losing trades. It's about managing the risk so that our wins can outweigh our losses. So just want to make sure that we understand that and that we're not setting false expectations for ourselves as traders in the market. So far we're doing pretty good on this. I'm probably a couple days, a day or two away from being able to request another payout on this MNQ series. I don't know if I'm going to request it right away. The first payout I requested for was $200. That was to show that I was able to pay myself back and still keep a good drawdown in there to continue trading. And that was also so that I could pay back my $50 evaluation fee and my $140 activation fee. So the second payout that I recently requested for early on this week was a $2,000 payout, right? And so because there was enough drawdown for that, leaving me still a little bit over $2,000 in drawdown. Now at this moment in time, I have about $4,000 in drawdown. I could request another 2,000 probably by this next payout, but what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to build it up and take my time and aim for the max payout, which is $5,000 with top set, right? So, anyways, I won't to dive into that too much, but overall, trading wise, it's going pretty well on the MQ series. I'm going to continue doing this because it's just judging from the people I've spoken to, it has been a good teaching lesson for those who are newer on the market, who are trying to learn and figure out how to trade. And I know that it's very easy for us to get obsessed with the P&L, so we'll try to trade large size early on. But trading small size is the best way to go, especially when you're still trying to build out your systems to understand how to trade the markets. For those who have been experienced in trading the markets, you guys probably will feel that it's been a humble reminder of what can be done and accomplished with smaller size. And if we're finding that we're tilting very often, going back to smaller size, at least if you're tilting with small size, it's a little bit more manageable than tilting with larger size positions. So, anyways, so that's that. That's just the stats of the M&Q series. I'll give a quick glimpse because the month is almost over here. So right as of right now, on the whole month, we're about $73,000 on the P&L. Again, this is not paid out. I just want to always emphasize that because I do trade prop firms primarily these days. The option trading days are behind me now. But overall, very solid execution. Payouts wise, I always update my payouts on. I'm trying to think. I don't do it on Instagram or anything. Actually, yeah, if you follow me on Trader Stats, you'll see the payouts for this year. I've had a very record-breaking year. So I'm pretty, to be honest, I know sounds crazy for me to say that this is considered me taking it easy. But I just mean by that in the sense of like I'm not sizing as much as I used to. I'm sizing down a little bit more. But obviously I make trades sometimes when I'm doing one-on-one lessons and coaching. So some of those trades kind of take place just from that alone, right? So anyways, not important. I'll move on from this, but this is how the month is looking so far. And then dashboard wise, just to show that, yep, 79% win rate. So overall, pretty solid month thus far to close out the month. And let's go into the PN, not the PNL, sorry, let's go through the chart here. So right now, this is the NQ. So I primarily trade the NQ and gold. On the NQ right now, we're looking like we closed out a inside bar on the weekly. And what I mean by that is that just from the body of the candles, we haven't broken above or uh, below it either as well. And when I should probably say not broken, but it hasn't closed above. It closed inside the prior bar. Now we obviously have this large wick and large wick here. And so for those who don't kind of understand price action just yet, those wicks basically represent trap sellers and buyers, right? Because it means that someone or a group of individuals have bought in positions, and that wick is the representation of that, right? So this obviously got bought up, and this got sold down, right? Which is how we ended off our weekly bar the way it is. So as we go down through the different time frames, on the daily time frame, you can also see the same thing as well. What I really liked about how we formed the day right now, because on the weekly time frame, we could have a 3 bar set up to the upside right now, which is looking pretty good for that. Before the start of the day, I did mention in the Discord that I had a speculative thought of, I think what we were going to do is overnight we're going to pull down and then we're going to push up during the New York session. And essentially we did have that, right? Not as clean as we would have wanted. The start of the morning over the New York session was a little choppy, a little bit more challenging to manage. But later on in the day, as I was kind of updating on Discord and Instagram as well, we did have our move up, which kind of helped us close off the bar as a daily bullish hammer, which is exactly what I was looking for. So it's not every day that things work out the way that you plan for, but it's nice when it does. What this essentially will signal for me as we go into next week is that I'm obviously looking for us to break above and continue higher. The safer ideas I always like to go through is a break and retest. So essentially, what I would be looking for, just again looking at daily, we're not looking at the smaller time frames, right? Is I would want us to be able to break above this area, this candle body high, and kind of retest it for a break of support. And so let me just draw this out quickly here so that it can be a little bit more visually understanding. Essentially, what I'm looking for is that if we break above, I'm looking for us to come back down here, test for support, and then continue higher. Now, that's obviously we're looking at the daily time frame, so you won't fully see and understand what this really means yet until you go into the smaller time frames. But as we go into the smaller time frames, here I'm just going to remove the arrow so it doesn't impede in our view. Um, Going into the hourly time frame now as well, you can see here that this is exactly where we kind of resisted here. And so, yeah, I'm looking for a break and retest of this so we can shoot ourselves a little bit higher. You can see that we've been trending smaller on the time frames here. And so that's obviously just on the larger time frames is a pullback, but on the small time frames, it looks like we're trending downwards, right? So we're looking for us to move a little bit higher here. So what we're essentially looking to do here next is on the smaller time frames. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit more. But yes, ideally, I'd like to execute on the 2, 5, and 15-minute time frame. So we'll see what we do. I mean, over Globex in London, when we open, we could find a lot of resistance here. So beware of the 24,746 area. We might resist and short back down. So whether we want to catch the pullback on the short on here, or we want to see when we have the opportunity to catch the breakout and retest to the upside. But sorry, I know it sounds like I'm going really fast, but I do have to head out here, and I really want to get this in because I don't think I'm going to have any other time to do this. So I hope this provides some sort of value and the whole series overall. If you haven't watched the MNQ series, start from the beginning. I personally think it's very valuable to kind of take a look at that. But if you haven't, again, like the video, subscribe. I'm going to do my best to continue putting education and thought points out there. Again, it's one man's opinion. There are a lot of different traders finding success in a lot of different strategies. I don't think there is one silver bullet to the market, but I will say that what I've done for myself this year has been monumental for myself, so it's working so far. With that, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to try to do some streams in this coming week here or so, but until then, I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in, guys.